Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is due to meet with the Dapchi schoolgirls released by Boko Haram. The girls are currently in Abuja after they were released early Wednesday. Suspected Boko Haram insurgents had kidnapped the girls at their school on the 19th of February in a raid similar to that of the Chibok girls in April 2014. Here's CGTN's Deji Badmus with more.
The girls were flown to Abuja last night and are due to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari later today or tomorrow. They are currently in the custody of the country's secret police, the Department of State Services, and from there, they are expected to be moved to the meeting with the president. Meanwhile, the government has continued to maintain that no ransom was paid for the release of the girls.
These girls were released yesterday, but one of the conditions, number one, they were released unconditionally, no money change hands. Number two, they only had one condition: they will return them to where they picked them.
It's also emerged that security operatives in Dapchi at the time the girls were brought in were ordered to stand down and not engage the insurgents as part of the agreements reached for the release of the girls. So troops withdrew out of sight when the insurgents drove into the town to drop off the girls. The government has also clarified that the number of the Dapchi schoolgirls released is 104. It says one other girl and a boy were also released, bringing the total number of persons released to 106. Nigerians have generally welcomed the release of the girls, but the parents of the girls say the insurgents want them not to send their children back to school. Whether the parents would heed the warning and how the government deals with that remains to be seen. In the meantime, boarding schools in Borno State, the birthplace of Boko Haram, have been shut down indefinitely. The government there says only the ones in the state capital of Maiduguri and the commercial town of Biu would be kept open. The decision follows that abduction in the town of Dapchi in neighboring Yobe State. Deji, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.
Well, indeed, welcome news for the families of those young girls. Let's bring you more now on this story. CGTN's Kelechi Mekelam joins us live from Abuja. Kelechi, as we know, the girls are expected to be flown to Abuja to meet with President Buhari. Has this meeting taken place yet?
Well, Dapchi girls have yet to meet with the president. Many had anticipated that the meeting would hold today, but that would be very unlikely now. The president has been out of town. He's been in Zamfara State to deal with lots of security challenges there. Well, it's one of the states in the northern region that's been facing security challenges as well. Issues of armed banditry there, cattle rustling, communal clashes as well. So Buhari is scheduled back today, but the presidency hasn't made public yet the date or time of the meeting with the girls.
And Kelechi, has there been any clarity on the circumstances surrounding the release of the girls? What prompted was it really a change of heart from the part of the militants, or was it sort of government action that prompted the release of these girls?
Well, really, Lindsay, there has been different twists to the reports of the release of the girls. Well, some media reports claim that ransom running into millions of euros and a prisoner exchange may have been made. But the government does insist that it did not exchange anything. Money didn't exchange hands, neither was there any prisoner swap. From Boko Haram's side, the group claims that they had what they call pity on the girls, and but many here wonder why the group would go through so much pain in abducting over 100 girls, holding them down for a month, and not wanting to, get anything in return. So that leaves a lot, to question. But then these are the situations on hand. We really do not, we cannot independently verify whether any money is exchanged hands or there was any prisoner swap deal. But then the media reports are still ongoing, and most of these are speculations. And on the government side, like I said earlier, the government insists that they didn't pay any ransom to the effect. Lindsay?
Thank you so much, Kelechi Emekelam, following that story for us. And as she says, those girls due to meet President Buhari tomorrow.